Hello, hello, and welcome to yet another F122 My Team video. In the last episode, we went to P14 and 15, if I remember correctly. But yeah, if you haven't seen that episode yet, go check it out. Link in the description. And yeah, we are going into Monaco this weekend. But first, we are doing some upgrades and looking for some facilities to upgrade, as well as we need to do that really quickly. We don't want to be the worst car on the grid, so we are gonna get aerodynamics to spec 1 with the quality control, and also the powertrain goes to spec 1 with the quality control. So that is almost all money. We need to save a little bit of money to try and hold Liam for the season, otherwise we maybe get a worse driver than him, and it's not good. 1.6k resource points we have at the moment, trying to look what we can do with that. As you can see, we have a powertrain upgrade, what we can do, but we are still looking through everything to do the best upgrade, of course, because we want to go as quickly as possible but still be reliable. Having already 2 DNFs this season just because of the engine, so we don't want to have any more of that. Eventually, after a long time of thinking like what should we do, I do the powertrain upgrades and also a minor tire wear upgrade. Of course, the tire wear is already great at this car, to be honest. We did a soft to medium compound strategy last time around. That was also very surprising, as it's usually mediums to hards. I don't expect much difference here this weekend. But yeah, we don't have enough points for anything else. As you can see, a lot of upgrades coming through. And we are almost catching up to AlphaTauri, as you just saw there. Moving along with the time, let's go into the race weekend. We skipped practice for this one, as we once again get a lot of resource points. To be honest, I don't have any pace at all at this track. As you can see, the beam wing being almost free. It's 14 resource points at the moment, so we will be doing that next time around, probably. So yeah, to be honest, I don't have any pace around Monaco. It's just a Grand Prix that I can get along with, as we are getting into level 8 of the team acclaim. So I'm really happy with that. Let me know what you guys want, what kind of sponsor you want. Do you want one with a high weekly income, a high bonus, or a hard challenge, or maybe an easy challenge? Or let me just know in the comments. So yeah, getting that out of the way, we go into qualifying. It is. It's already Saturday, so let's just see what we can do here, as our first lap is just a bank lap. Yellow flags, and there's Alexander Albon, who didn't get a mechanical failure, but he just put it in the wall. What an idiot that is. No, to be honest, it was really hard to keep this car out of the wall. In practice, I had a little bit of damage from the front wing, if I need to be honest. As you can see me take the escape road after using or after getting our first lap in. So now we are at the end of Q1, but I'm not really expecting anything from it. We are once again in the middle of a pack, or at least someone is behind us, as it's only 1 minute remaining. And once again we use the runoff area because we don't want to disturb anyone. And there's Liam Lawson into Q2 for the first time. Oh my god. Last time around he didn't get it because he was P18, but now he has. Let's hope he can get it further up, maybe to Q3. As you can see, we were just the slowest of cars who set a time, with Lando Norris, Alexander Albon and Valtteri Bottas doing nothing.
A proper road race, and in the true meaning of the word. That's how Mr. Monaco, the late great Graham Hill, once described this iconic event. The cars we drive have come a long way in the intervening half-century, but still we race on those same public roads beside the Mediterranean. There's no victory more coveted than that of the Monaco Grand Prix. The prestigious Circuit de Monaco, then, is not all that dissimilar today to the layout that made its debut almost a century ago. It's 2 miles and 19 corners through the streets of Monte Carlo. And although the average lap speed of around 93 miles per hour is the lowest of the season, the tiny margins for error make it the natural habitat of the safety car. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Perez, Fernando Alonso, and Magnussen, Ricciardo, Joe, Vettel, and Esteban Ocon, Stroll, Gasly, Liam Lawson, and Latifi, Hamilton, Mick Schumacher, they've taken a grid penalty, Carlos Sainz, and Yuki Tsunoda. The engineer, Norris, Albon, and Valtteri Bottas begins the race from the back of the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the run down into turn 1, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
Here we are then at the Monaco Grand Prix. As I already said, it's going to be a medium to hard strategy. And it's once again the hometown boy who is getting pole position. Last time around it was Carlos Sainz at the Spanish Grand Prix, and now it's Charles Leclerc at the Monaco Grand Prix. Let's see if he can break his curse. Let's just hope it. As you can see in the formation lap is going really fast, as the first drivers on the grid are already in the swimming pool chicane. We were still waiting there to go around the hairpin. As the lights are out and away we go. We are starting on P20. As Carlos Sainz had some grid penalties, I think, or maybe just like bad qualifying. I don't think so. But yeah, we don't have a great start either. Although we go up to P18 for now, which is still 2 places we got. So yeah, trying to keep up with them is a really challenge, as we almost get into the bag of Sainz. Luckily we didn't. But yeah, it's just one massive traffic paradise, as Yuki Tsunoda would say. At the end of lap 1, or even at the middle, just at this, as this chicane coming out of the tunnel, we already lose our place to Carlos Sainz. Of course, he is in a much quicker car, as he is in the Ferrari, who already won 2 times in a row. So yeah, let's be honest, we wouldn't keep him behind for that long, as we just don't have that pace. Coming into lap 3. Going to Sandvoort. We almost put it in the wall, as Lando Norris now overtakes us. Yeah, you can just see how much better that McLaren is. Even though, even if we would be at the same level as them, he would still overtake me, as I'm just shit at this track. Don't expect anything from me, as this episode is called Blue Flag, Blue Flag. So yeah, we are only 1 lap later, and Yuki Tsunoda is now trying to have a look, trying to overtake us, as we once again almost put it in the wall at Sandvoort. And you can just see how the AI are mocking me with overtaking me at the first corner. So yeah, not happy with that at all. We are still in P20 though. So let's just hope to keep the rest of the grid behind us. As we are coming to lap 5, and it's Bottas trying to be original and going around the outside of Zandvoort. So yeah, there's already in P21, and don't expect anything else from Alexander Albon trying to overtake us. Maybe into the first corner, maybe not. Let's just see. As we see a yellow flag, that is Sebastian Vettel out of this race with a mechanical issue. Really sad, because he was running in the points. I don't, maybe at the far end of the points, but he was running in the points at this moment. Or not anymore, of course, as Albon is trying to have a look here, coming to the swimming pool chicane. Once again in Zandvoort. We just don't get any traction off here, as Albon is trying to look to go around the outside coming into Casino. But this time around it isn't the chance or the opportunity that he took. So yeah, you can just see the difference between a Alfa Romeo and a McLaren and a Williams, as we get a stupid strategy of doing a 2-stop in Monaco. Of course, you would only do that if you have some wing damage. As we are getting into lap 8, it is already. And yeah, this time Albon gets his second opportunity and he takes it. He doesn't wait any longer, as he also wants to get ahead with his race. We are already 10 seconds behind Bottas, so that's not good at all. Taking a horrendous line at the hairpin. So let's just try to not do that anymore. And yeah, you can just see Albon already more than a second up ahead as we are getting into lap 14. And I know it's time to get into the pits as I start locking up a lot. You can see I said that I wanted to come in the pits, and that's what I'm gonna do as well. As we hit the wall just a little bit, this is enough to give us wing damage, quite a lot of wing damage to be honest. So yeah, that's just with simulation damage as we get to the end of lap 14, and already we are being lapped by Charles Leclerc. Going into the pits as we don't have any front wing, or maybe just a little bit still, but we need to change that. And now we are already lapped by the top 4, so I'm not happy at all. It was a really long race to drive at, we didn't have any pace, what I said already many times. But it's just the truth. We are 50 seconds behind the next car and we are in last place with the Alfa Romeo coming through. Alonso now overtaking us or lapping us. Yeah, once that long train comes, we need to find a solution to let them pass, because we can't let them go one by one. It will just take too much time, as now Magnussen and Ricciardo are lapping us. You can see just quite easily done. Lap 22, as you can see, I just go around the outside so that Yuki Tsunoda can overtake me and go into the pits. But yeah, once again, we are getting blue flags. It's just a theme of this track and this episode, to be honest. As now Latifi, you hear that correctly, Latifi is behind me. He's not even in the bottom 5 or 4 or whatever. He is in P11. Don't ask me how, don't ask me why. But yeah, he did some magical things. As you can see, I just go here, just standing still, waiting for everyone to get through. I thought it was the best thing to do, as we don't want to hold anyone up. And Jen, now we are already behind everyone, a lap down. As you can see, Albon not even a lap later, also overtaking me. Apparently there was a collision. I don't know. I didn't feel or hear anything that sounded like a collision, as we are now letting Albon, not Albon, Alonso and his two mates once again coming through, as we are already lapped twice. The front runners are now going to that long pack, as we are getting into lap 34, as there are yellow flags just after Casino. So let's see what happened there. I don't think it's something very good. Is George Russell out of this race with a engine failure? No! He was running in P3, he would have got a podium. But no, that's not for him today. As you can see, we are getting into our last lap. And even if George just would have waited one lap with getting that mechanical failure, of course you can just choose like I want it now or I want it now. But yeah, we wouldn't even have passed Russell if he just did that one lap later. So that was the race already. Charles Leclerc finally breaking the curse and winning his home Grand Prix. And it's Red Bull MP3. What did I just say there? I want to say P2 and P3 at the same time. But yeah, as you can see, it's Charles Leclerc coming to the podium in P1. Of course, everybody's happy for him because it's finally time for him to get that win. He will probably get it in real life, maybe in the next season or the one after that, as this time we don't see a major or big content creator in the Ferrari garage, as we have already seen two of them there. But let's look at the standings. Liam Lawson eventually finished in P14, losing one spot. But yeah, he was making his first Q2 appearance this season, so I'm still really happy that we chose him. I'm thinking about already holding him for the rest of the season, of course. That was nothing new, but maybe for next season as well, as he is doing it pretty good. Our claim just leveling up a little bit, as we didn't do much. And as you can see, this stored as giving us 124,000. But that was it for today's episode. Even though we only got blue flags, I hope you enjoyed. I would say like and subscribe, and I will see you at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.